Hello, this is the Football Fanatic 95, and this is my second video on Football Manager, and it's carrying on in the series of the best young players available to buy, and this time it's going to be on the best centre-backs. And I'm going to start with Chris Smalling from Manchester United. He's only 22, and his physical stats, as you can see, is what really impresses me. Good strength, stamina, decent pace for centre-back, and good jumping. Tackling and heading already look to be developing well. And this season, 5 games for Man U, nearly a 7 rating, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I think he will be excellent. One of the best. And the next one on the list is going to be Stefan Savic from Manchester City. He's probably his best trait is his heading. That is very good. He's going to be a dominant centre-back in the air, especially when he gets older, and it'll only improve. Marking's good, and despite him playing at City, apart from maybe you won't be able to sign him this season, this first season you get the game, because the fact that they've only just signed him. However, in the future, he seems to struggle to get games ahead of people like Kompany, and they only seem to go on to sign more centre-backs, City, with the money they've got. So you definitely will be able to sign him in the future, like I had him at Wolves. I managed to get him on a free, and he developed into a world-class centre-half. And the next one is Kieran Clark. Like Smalling and Savic, he can play on the left side of the fence with decent balance, physical stats, and developing composure. Decent tackling, decent heading. Might not reach the heights that Savic and Smalling might reach, but he's played 11 games for Villa, so it's not the best rating, but again, he's only 22, so you can't really expect too much from him. But in the future, he definitely will be a Champions League standard centre-half. Moving on, it's Marc Manisa from Barcelona. Again, capable of playing on the left-hand side of the fence, brings a bit of versatility if you've got injuries or already decent centre-halves. He's got good marking and passing, capable of covering with decent physical stats like the pace. So if you're alongside a big stopper, like sort of a Savic who's got great heading, compared to him, he's only 12, they'd work quite well together. Again, I think he'll develop well, grabbing a couple of games with the Barcelona B side with good ratings. So he definitely will be good, and he's a realistic target. I signed him for 2 million for Wolves on a separate save, and he became a very good player. And one who I do believe will become an excellent player is Coates from Liverpool. His mental stats are amazing for someone so young. Just all 14s, 13s, and 15s really, a few 12s. Amazing in the air, 16 heading alongside 18 jumping, as you can imagine, will be excellent. 6 games for Liverpool, 1 man of the match, 6.78. Again, not the best, but definitely will improve, in my opinion, to be one of the best on the game. And the next one is another Man City player, although he's on loan at Bolton, as you can see, making 15 games and a not really impressive average rating. However, with his 15 heading, 14 tackling, and a good balance of physical stats, I think he'll definitely become a really good player. Not too sure whether he'll reach the sort of heights that Savic or them kind of players will reach, but I definitely think he'll be a Champions League quality centre back. He's only 21, plenty, 5 years I'd say to improve to his best, maybe even more as a centre half. So yeah, he'll definitely be good. One I think is amazing already, with his 16 heading, 16 marking, and 17 strength especially, is Sarko from Paris Saint-Germain. As you can see, his stats are excellent if you've got on the attribute wheel. I mean, his defending and physical stats are amazing. Despite him playing at perhaps a lower standard league, the French league, you will struggle to sign him because he's at PSG with all their money, despite a relatively low market value. I mean, you'd at least look to paying triple that if you were going to make a realistic bid, and I think that would still be rejected. But if you can sign him, or if you're being PSG, then you know he is definitely worth it. He's a quality centre back and will only get better. And the next one is another one from Barclays Premier League, and that's Grant Hanley for Blackburn Rovers. Already at 20, he's got good heading and tackling. You'll see from most of these young centre backs. If you're beating Blackburn, try and play as much as possible. He hasn't got any games this season, which for me is a shame because he's quality. So he's definitely a really good player. And carrying on is Duffy, young Irish centre back from Everton. Yeah, he's, again, I don't think he'll be quite as good, but I'm trying to give you a range. So if you're looking to be a mid-table or perhaps Europa League team, he'll definitely improve to that standard, in my opinion. Again, just give him time and training, and I think he'll do well. And this one's a real sort of dark horse. This man here, this South African, he's on loan at Levski, and he's made 14 appearances, and you can see there that's quality. And he starts 17 heading for a 20-year-old, and his market value is 160,000, so you will be able to pick him up cheap. 500,000, I think, would be a realistic offer. Maybe up to $1 million, I'm not too sure. But whatever you can do, I'd definitely get him for almost any club you be. One again from the Premier League is Craig Dawson playing at West Brom. Pretty decent, but you will be able to get him because, no offence to West Brom, they're not the greatest team. So, decent mid-table Premier League team at best. So you will be able to put in a bid for him if you're being a better club or another Premier League club and have a good chance of signing him. Market value quite low. He's made only 2 games for West Brom as well, so I don't think he'll be the happiest player there. So you might be interested in a move away. I think it'd be a good signing. Maybe not quite as good as someone like Sarko, but definitely good. And we've got Nkulu, another French player. Similar to Sarko, I think he'll be amazing, to be honest. Especially in his covering, with his pace and his marking, and his positioning, especially. And you can see he can play in a massive range of positions, offer you in a big sort of option for you. Not too sure how much you'll be able to get him for, maybe 10 million. I don't know, maybe more because he's so young. You'll have to see. And I think, looking at it, yeah, the final one for today's video is Phil Jones, another Manchester young centre-half. They signed this season, so you will struggle to sign him. You'll find it impossible to sign him in the first season, and you'll find it extremely hard after that because he plays at Man U and he's got such a high value from his transfer, which is carried over. Go back to history, he's made 7 games with a 7.04 rating at 19 years old, which is amazing. And them stats are really good for a centre-back. His mental and his physical are all excellent. I mean, you'd like to see that in a 25-year-old, never mind a 19-year-old. And his marking and tackling is amazing. Again, he can play in a wide range of positions. So yeah, he's quality. And I think that's all for today's video. Again, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time where I'm doing young fullbacks to sign. Right, thanks.